members of the comedy troupe Second City. He's an actor and comedian, Jim Belushi. Hiya, Jim. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And you are opening up the street here from us in just a couple weeks.
No, actually, we're opening this Friday, the 25th.
Well, I got an invitation for next week. So
well, that's right. No, you're right. We're opening 2 weeks.
Everybody gets confused with the Second City and Second City Television. What is the difference?
Second City Television is actually a byproduct of Second City Stage. There's a Second City Cabaret in Chicago, which has been there for about 20 years. And people like Elaine May and Mike Nichols, Alan Arkin, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, Gilda Radner, all those people are from that company. And then there's another company in Toronto at the old fire hall. It's a Second City company. And the people who were in that show developed SCTV. And so the stage people went to SCTV, and now there's another stage company.
And that's what you're involved in now out here.
We're involved in the best of. We have like 20 years of material, and we're doing, all the scenes were originally improvised in front of an audience by audience suggestion, and then we honed them down and made them into scenes, and then that's the show. And then the third act is usually improv, so we're not doing the improvisations here.
Yeah, because when you mentioned you got to get back to rehearsal as soon as this show's over, I said, well, wait, you guys do improv. And so this is
these are
proven material that you've done.
Proven material we've done. Hopefully it's a pre-Broadway type of thing.
It's a show you're just taking out on the road and eventually go to Broadway with it?
No. Here and then Broadway.
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
No messing in between.
Right. We might go to Iowa for a little bit,
You mentioned your brother was in Second City.
Yes.
It must have been...
Do you have an ashtray?
No, we don't have an ashtray.
Okay, I'll just do this. How's that?
There you go. Don't worry about it. They'll be vacuuming later.
Okay.
But it must have been crazy, two of you guys in the same household.
Yeah, two funny guys in one household.
Was there a lot of competition between the two at home?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, he was actually, John was 5.5 years older than me, so when he was graduating high school, I just started high school, so actually there's quite a bit of a gap. When you're younger, he's hung around different type of people than I did,
What about the rest of the family? Is there anybody else out there that in the Belushi household that's in show business or wants to get into it?
Well, wants to get in is, my mom, she...
Mrs. Belushi wants to get in.
Yeah, Mrs. Belushi wants to get in. You boys, that's where you got your humor from me. I should go out there.
Sure. She's probably a very funny lady.
Well, yeah, we keep her taped, her mouth, and we kind of put her... No, not seriously. She comes to almost everything we do.
When you got a name like, the Belushi name, immediately, I guess people right away, when they hear Jim Belushi, they say, oh, you're John's brother?
Right.
And is it tough to build an identity on your own?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's... yeah. But at times it is,
In the show that you're doing now, is there a lot of material that I guess John and Dan and all those guys do?
Yes, actually, we're doing a couple pieces that John was involved in writing.
Do you play the parts he played?
No, I don't do that.
What about writing? Do you do? I know he wrote.
The scenes that I'll be doing in this show are scenes that I wrote when I was at Second City, and then there's a couple other scenes that were actually from the last 4 years. Most of the material that we're doing. It's from the last 4 years of Second City. And then there's a couple classic pieces that the company actually that John was in, and Joe Flaherty and Harold Ramis, Brian Doyle Murray, they wrote. We're doing a couple of those. And then there's one from 1962 we're doing.
Gosh, what is that?
That's Football Comes to the University of Chicago.
Is it funny when you do humor that's that old, or is it just because it's a classic piece that it still gets laughs?
Oh, it still gets laughs. It works like gangbusters.
They don't update it at all?
No, not that piece.
No.
That's classic. It's set.
Were you a Second City fan when you were growing up?
Oh, sure, yeah. When John is the one who introduced me to it, just tell me to come down and watch, and so I just watched for years,
Is that where you got the bug to get it to do it yourself?
Well, yeah. Well, Brian Doyle Murray's brother is Bill Murray, and Joe Flaherty's brother is Paul Flaherty, and we all were kind of brothers. And we all kind of would watch our older brothers do it. Bill and I sat down one time and said, I don't know, man, I'd like to do this, but, our brothers are doing it, and he said, hey, just do it. So we did it.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
You said you want to do some theater.
That's what I wanted to do.
Would you ever want to do any improv like?
I get scared doing stuff like that. I get scared doing stuff like this now. Stuff like that. I mean, I admire that, though. I really do. I think it's terrific, but it's difficult to do.
You ever get stuck when you're out there? Somebody Want you
Yeah.
to come up with something?
Oh, yeah, you get stuck out there when you're improvising, sure.
What do you do?
Well, you cry a little bit. And you
Walk off
Walk off
stage.
stage.
That's what I do.
That's right.
Do what we do.
You drop your pants and get a laugh and you move on. You know?
Well, we go to a commercial around here. We got to do that. Can you stay with us for a little bit?
Well, you know, I'd
we're
like
gonna find
to
you an ashtray
put this
while we're
outside.
doing that. Stay with us.
Nice.
Oh my God! So I only got 3 suits, and the other 2 are in the cleaners.
Yeah.